On Monday, January 16th, the nation recognizes the contributions of Martin Luther King Jr. by honoring him with an annual national holiday. It's easy sometimes to slip by those national holidays and misplace the opportunity to reflect on them with euphoria of having a day off. But it's important that we do pause and reflect on the courage and the commitment that some of our best citizens have reflected. And it makes sense. The reason we have national holidays isn't only just to remember Washington and Lincoln and veterans and Martin Luther King, but it's to model their behavior. It's a good use of the holiday. And so I thought I'd read to you something that Martin Luther King wrote. He wrote this in 1963 when he was in jail in Birmingham, Alabama. And Birmingham, Alabama at that time was nicknamed Bombingham, Alabama, because over 40 bombs were set and exploded in the homes and businesses and churches of black Americans who were nonviolently trying to change segregation, which was invading every aspect of their lives. And Martin Luther King went to Birmingham to raise the visibility of that struggle there. And he was arrested and put in jail unjustly for participating in a nonviolent struggle. And while he was in there, he wrote this letter in response to several clergy in the town who had taken out an ad saying, why don't you wait for a better time to confront this issue of segregation. And this is an excerpt of what he wrote about waiting. And it's in a book called Why We Can't Wait. It's one of these old-looking books in the library that still have a lot of kick. He said, perhaps it's easy for those who have never felt the stinging darts of segregation to say wait. But when you've seen vicious mobs lynch your fathers and mothers at will and drown your sisters and brothers at whim, when you've seen hate-filled policemen curse, kick, and even kill your black brothers and sisters, when you've seen the vast majority of your 20 million Negro brothers smothering in an airtight cage of poverty in the midst of an affluent society, when you suddenly find your tongue twisted and your speech stammering as you seek to explain to your 6-year-old daughter why she can't go to the public amusement park that has just been advertised on television, and see tears welling up in her eyes when she is told that Fun Town is closed to colored children, and you see the ominous clouds of inferiority beginning to form in her little mental sky, and see her beginning to distort her personality by developing an unconscious bitterness toward white people. When you have to concoct an answer for a 5-year-old son who is asking, Daddy, why do white people treat colored people so mean? When you take a cross-country drive and find it necessary to sleep night after night in the uncomfortable corners of your automobile because no hotel will accept you. When you are humiliated day in and day out by nagging signs reading white and colored. When your first name becomes nigger and your middle name becomes boy, however old you are, and your last name becomes John. And your wife and mother are never given the respected title Mrs. When you are harried by day and haunted by night by the fact that you are a Negro, living constantly at a tiptoe stance, never quite knowing what to expect, and are plagued with inner fears and outer resentments, when you are forever fighting a degenerating sense of nobodiness, then you will understand why we find it difficult to wait. There comes a time when the cup of endurance runs over, and when men are no longer willing to be plunged into the abyss of despair. I hope, sirs, you can understand our legitimate and unavoidable impatience. A compelling and powerful piece of writing. And he was a powerful speaker too, but we remember him not for his eloquence only, although we remember him for that, but that he was a person of action, and that he walked the walk, and he wasn't behind the scenes, he was in front of the scenes, and he paid the price, an ultimate price for that, his life. And so what we might take away from that is, even though we may not be on the national stage, we can still exhibit that courage, and we can still resolve to play our part in doing the right thing, whether it's in the community or in the hallways of our own school. A good resolution, yes? Thanks.